passing time. Talking about dreams that never fade. Skates on ice, we watch the parade. Life's a game and we're in the rink. Laughing hard, don't care what they think.
Hello and welcome back to I guess not back. I already messed that.
Well, it is if they're
Yeah.
if they're continued listeners.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
welcome
yeah.
back to our sixth episode of Two Bored Ladies. We've got Angie and
Karen.
we're excited to join you. It's a bit of an off cycle for us, so the lineup today will be a little bit different, not a ton different, but we're recording a little early because Karen is very important and has business outside of
Yeah.
town.
And no, it's not going to be different for our listeners because
No.
we're still putting this out on Wednesday.
But I really felt
Yeah.
the need to describe that we're doing this on a
To
different
explain
day.
while we're maybe,
A
talking
little bit
about
different.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm excited to be here.
Me too.
For us, it's Thursday night at the rink. We're
Mhm.
here normally anyways, but getting to do this back to back is exciting. So instead of our regular week in review, we're gonna do MenoFog week in review. What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We realized that we forgot a lot of what happened the previous week. So maybe Karen, if you want to start us off.
Yeah, so after we got home, I was sitting there thinking, yeah, I said, actually it was when I was listening to the rough draft that we had, because, we upload it and do our things, so we listened to the draft before we post it. And so I was listening to it and I heard myself say, yeah, pretty quiet week, just same old work, the kids. But like Valentine's was in there.
Yep, it did happen.
Like,
yeah.
Valentine's was in there, so Chris is out of town. He actually left that morning, so it was just a hug and a kiss goodbye. But then the kids had no school that day, so I came home a little early, and I said to the kids, "Okay, it's just going to be the three of us. We are going to we each have to pick a movie that's going to make the other two cry." Right? And
okay.
so they were like, oh, we're not going to do like romantic ones. I'm like, you can do whatever it wants. It could be a romantic one, but like you have to pick something that's going to make us cry. And I says, and we have to start this early because Lauren goes to work at 4 or 5 o'clock. And I said, so like we have to squeeze in 3 movies there. So they totally bought into it. They
awesome.
both got up and like we're on the couch by 9:30, and that is
That is
impressive for my
early.
kids,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
No school and they're out of their rooms. Now granted, we're all back into PJs and stuff, but whatever. We made popcorn.
Your favorite dinner?
Yes. and I guess we call it our Harry Potter popcorn because years ago, it's at least 14 years ago, Chris bought the Harry Potter Blu-ray set. And it was like the whole complete set, and we got it for like $25 on a Boxing Day.
Score.
And it was like ridiculous, right? So the kids and I were watching it constantly, and then we started making popcorn. And for whatever reason, I decided to put Clubhouse Chipotle Mango seasoning on the popcorn with the butter, right? Because we don't do microwave
You've never
popcorn.
made this for me.
Well, no, because we don't usually eat popcorn. We usually have real food.
I'm pointing out though.
Okay,
that it's just never been made for me.
we'll have that rectified pretty fast. So anyways, so we always do popcorn in the air popper. We don't do the microwave, and we melt our butter, and then we put our Chipotle Mango, and we ate so much of that when we were watching Harry Potter. When we start making it, we always ask, do you want Harry Potter popcorn or do you want regular popcorn? And this is literally 14 years later, right? So anyways, we made the popcorn, we sat down, we watched. Now, I picked the first movie, and I was so ready to kill these kids, right? I wanted them bawling. So I wanted to find Terms of Endearment.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Interesting
Have you
selection.
seen it?
I think I've seen it ages ago.
Yeah, and it's an oldie, right?
Yeah.
But I just remember how much I sobbed when she died and how funny it was with Shirley MacLaine and Jack Nicholson, and I know that the kids would have enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't do any research, and it's
does
not
it
available
stream?
on any of the streams, and I'm sorry, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to go, well, I tried all the different streamers, I'm like, oh, damn it. So I ended up going with Bridge to Terabithia? Yeah. So I had never actually watched the whole thing. I knew what it was about, but I never watched the whole thing. So sure enough, Lauren and I are sitting there, tears flowing, box of Kleenex between us, look over at the other couch, and Kate's like, well, no, Kate looks and goes, you guys are crying? And then Lauren was like, do you have no heart? And Kate was like, well, I knew what was happening, like, because, you see it on TikTok all the time. And I'm like, well, I knew too, but it didn't stop the impact. Like, I was
Seriously,
devastated.
watching it happen.
Oh, yeah. So then Kate chose, oh my God, now I can't remember. Good Lord, here we go. It was good. Didn't make me cry. Oh, it's a new movie that came out. Andrew Garfield's in it. We Live in Time. It's Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh, and the kids love both those actors, right?
All right, then.
And I really enjoy Andrew Garfield. So we watched that, and it was very good. It was very sad, but it didn't make me cry. But I had feels, but I didn't have enough to bring the tears.
Interesting. Okay.
So
Okay.
I felt
Was there
like
death in it or just breakup? Okay.
yeah, there's a death in
Okay.
it. And so I felt like, okay, I'm winning.
winning.
Two movies in, I'm winning.
50%.
And then Lauren wanted to play, what did they want to play? Well, I don't remember now. But the first one they wanted, couldn't find it. Second one they wanted, couldn't find it.
Aw.
Then they started getting frustrated. And as they were going through, we ended up watching The Princess Bride. Not sad, but
No.
so enjoyable.
Yes.
So enjoyable.
Aw, that's-
Yeah, so we're going to have to find another date for Lauren to pick another sad one. But yeah, we had such a fun, just relaxing day, and Lauren ended up going to work, and then we made supper when they came home, and it was just, yeah,
That's a good day.
it was a good day, yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
curious what some of our listeners think are sad movies. I would have picked City of Angels.
Yes.
So I watched
Oh,
that.
yes.
I watched that when I was about 19. I cried so hard. I was living with my friend and we watched it in her bedroom. I came downstairs and her mom was like, "What's wrong?" And I started to explain the movie and I started bawling again to the point where you get those like
Yeah.
and I just couldn't. I've not watched it since. I just can't bring myself. Freaking pears. You have to go and get some pears. Now he's alone on Earth. I'm fucking just riled up
Yeah.
again about it. So City of Angels.
Yeah,
that
that's
would be
a
mine.
gooder.
Yeah.
Do you know what the kids were worried I was going to play this Secret Life of Timothy Green? I think it's The Secret Life, or maybe it's just The Life of Timothy Green.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Garner's in it, and there's this little boy, her and her husband tried to have kids, they couldn't have kids, and they were both sad, and they had different, it showed them like going through stages, and then they decided they were going to give up their dream of having their own child, and they had one drunken night, and they took all of the things that if we had a kid, he would have been an amazing rock star. Right, and if we had a kid, he'd be an amazing soccer player, and all these kind of things. But like they were specific. He would score the best goal ever, right?
Okay.
Like stuff like that. And they wrote them all down, put them in a box, and they buried them in their garden. And then it rained that night, and I guess in this area it had been drought for a while, but it kind of only rained over their garden. And then he gets up, the husband gets up in the middle of the night, he comes down, and he finds his little boy standing there naked. But he has little leaves growing from his legs. He's got, I think, 6 leaves, 3 or 4 or something like that on each leg. And and he's just this amazing kid. So they decide, like, we're going to take care of him, right? So then they kind of came up with this story so that he could tell people. We went to school, and then he started interacting with people, and he was affecting people in such a different way that he was transforming lives. But every time he did something,
Lost a leaf.
he lost a leaf.
No!
And when he lost his last leaf,
He died.
Yes!
No! How old was he?
oh, he was like, I don't know, 10 or 11.
Damn it!
So
I don't ever want to
good.
watch that
oh,
movie.
no, you have to. It's so
no,
good.
that sounds so sad.
Yeah,
I
so.
think that's the poster that Bob Odenkirk had on his wall in the episode where Pam was trying to get a job in Philadelphia in the office.
Back to
Secret
The
Life of
Office.
Everything relates back to the office, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that was
well.
our Valentine's.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Our Valentine's was spent driving to a small town, 2.5 hours away to go play some hockey, but that's okay. We had a good time. Actually, and I forgot to mention, so Alistair was super stoked for us to go to Quiznos, and Roy and I could have a romantic Valentine's Day dinner, and he'd third wheel it, he said.
Oh,
Nice. Which when he said that, I was just like, holy jeez, like where do you... Anyway, we went to Boston Pizza, and he hardcore third wheeled it.
nice.
Yeah, so I guess if I'm going to talk about some of the things I menopause fogged on, it's sports.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we're 90% women listeners, but I'm hardcore into sports, and
This
maybe
is who
some of
you
our
are.
other, and that's who I am.
Yeah.
So Big piss off of the week was the Jays not signing Vladimir Guerrero to an extension. I don't know. It's a organization in fucking disarray. It's they're making trades for Miles Straw. I mean, what are we doing? We need people on base. We need runs. I don't understand. I mean, it's like the only team they can trade with is Cleveland because that's where they came from, the executive. Anyway, I'm not going to rant too long about that, but that was it. And spring training starting, so I'm very excited nonetheless because I have this sickness where I just keep going back for more with the Blue Jays.
They're your team.
They are my team.
Yeah.
I will live and die with that team.
Yeah. Baseball, and so I should clarify, like, I am not a huge baseball fan, but I got to tell you, when we first started hanging out, and then we were spending more and more time together, and then, you know, you'd be talking about the Jays, so I started, I'd watch baseball, but not, like, hardcore. So I started watching it, and then I happened to jump on the bandwagon when it was, like...
2015, 2016.
Yeah! And it was so good! It was so exciting to be a Jays fan!
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh, it was so good. And then what made it even better is Chris just did not like Bautista. And so then when he did the bat flip, and then, you know, our friend had that breast cancer awareness dinner, and we had the silent auction, and one of the prizes was like a framed picture of Bautista in the bat flip. And Chris wasn't there, and I'm like, I am going to win this thing. And I mean, it's random, right? You drop your ticket in it. I fucking won it.
You did.
And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to win it. And when I do, I'm going to flip the table, right? So I was like, I'm going to be so excited and jump up and flip the table. And it was a pretty quiet crowd at this breakfast or dinner or whatever it was, brunch, I think. So then when my number was pulled, I jumped up and, like, arms above the head, woohoo! And you were excited, and everybody else is just kind of laughing, looking at us. And I couldn't flip the table; it was too big. Yeah. And and then we hung it up and didn't tell Chris, and he wasn't too impressed.
And then it fell, and it was gone forever.
Yeah, in behind the TV, because God forbid I pull it out.
No, we're not going to deal with that.
Yes. So I may not be a huge sports fan, but you know, I did hop on the bandwagon at the right time. I don't know all the players, so when I see stuff going on, I come to Angie. Okay, is this a good signing? Is this something we should be looking at? Like, should I be following this? And then because of that, we ended up going to Chicago, and we saw them play the White Sox and had a fantastic long weekend there with Brenda. So so your sports have your love of sports have greatly influenced and made my life better. Aww. Because I got to go do something like that, and now I'm excited to continue that.
Awesome.
Right? Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So now
there's one more sports.
Yeah, the big one.
This is a big one.
The big one for the Canadians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Four Nations face-off tournament. So it's
hockey for those who don't know.
Yes. Sorry. So it was Canada, or it is Canada, the United States, Finland, and Sweden. Well, we're down to now the final game tonight. I've got it playing here against the boards. We have already had Miss Becky come by to make sure that we're providing updates because it starts at 7. And the Americans beat them the first time in the round robin. It was a close game. It's probably some of the best hockey I've ever watched. 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. Yeah. It was just really good hockey. It was heartbreaking. I really do get overly invested in these types of things, and I went to bed angry. It happened when we were at the hockey tournament, and so I was the only one up because Roy and Alistair don't really care. So I'm watching it by myself, and as soon as the empty netter went in for the United States, I hit the power button, and I laid there angry for 45 minutes. But tonight is the finals. Canada played great against Finland and Sweden, and I have no doubt that Captain Crosby and Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon.
I mean, it's such an amazing team.
Oh my God, on both sides.
Yes, that's true.
It really is just the who's who of hockey, and to watch hockey played at this level with such skill and speed, it's almost art, right? Mm-hmm. So. So if you hear me woohoo, and it will be more intense than that, or if you hear me yell the F-bomb, so you'll know if they've scored or if the United States has scored. And I guess the last thing I'll mention, because our opening segment seems to be going a bit long here, is that, Trump's stirring the pot on this one, and he's just annoying. So I'd really like to just, want to win normally, but it's just that added punching his groin.
Yeah.
If
you, Trump.
Yeah,
We're a better
exactly.
hockey team.
So yeah, that's sort of Menopause Fog weekend review.
Yep.
So maybe we'll take a break here. When we come back, we've got a special treat for our listeners.
Yes, we do.
Maybe we won't foreshadow or we
Nope.
won't give any hints.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we come back, we'll jump right into that.
Awesome.
Feeling stuck? At Coaching with Karen, we believe the answers you need are already within you. Whether it's life, wellness, or career guidance, Karen is here to help you uncover your path and move forward with confidence. Because a better tomorrow starts with the right support today. So visit us at coachingwithkaren@gmail.com to take your first step, and that's coaching with a K.
And welcome back to Two Word Ladies. So now this is something that Angie has worked on.
Yes.
She suggested the topic and has done a little bit of work on it, so I know nothing about what's happening other than the name of it.
Correct.
Yeah, so go for it.
So I'm excited. I don't know who else out there.
excited.
So excited.
It's hard sell.
Yep. Catherine Tate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know who else enjoyed Cosmo magazine, or Teen Cosmo, I think was what it was called.
Yeah.
And all of the ridiculous quizzes that were in there. So I thought it would be fun to do a quiz with Karen that goes along the theme of our podcast. And so I won't lie, I worked with AI to help me create this.
Yep.
And so here's what we, like they're a person, here's what AI and I have come up with. It's called, what kind of hot mess mom are you?
Oh,
Are you?
I'm hot.
Hey,
I'm
Sheldon.
messy.
Are you the Pinterest perfect queen, a chaos tornado with a latte, or just out here trying to make it through another school year without a scandal? Find out now.
I like that. You know what? I don't know if your kids do it, but my kids do buzz quizzes all the
I
time.
don't know. So buzz quiz is like that?
It's essentially going to be this.
Oh,
and
really,
they
eh?
do it like random stuff, except when you do it, it tells you that you're Bella from Twilight or you're Edward or whatever, right? Like they've got themes, or else, yeah, they're just random stuff like this. So
We
yeah.
should pull these out every once in a
Yeah,
while then. for
absolutely.
sure.
Oh, we should do it to our next guest.
Oh, I like that idea.
Oh, now we'll have to edit this out so they don't know.
Well, no, they don't know who our next guest is.
Well, neither do we.
No. To be continued.
Yes.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so there's, I think, 8 questions, A, B, and C options.
Okay.
Okay, and then based on whichever one you have the most of, we'll figure out who you are.
Okay.
All right? So, number
Should
1.
I say who I think I'm going to be?
Sure, yes. Who do you think you're going to be?
I think I'm just going to be trying to get through the week.
That's 100% where I'm putting my money, both on you and me.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Okay, so number 1, your morning routine looks like A, wake up before your alarm, do a 5-step skincare routine, and sip hot coffee in silence like a majestic goddess. B, and for you it'd be sip tea. Let's
Yeah,
be real.
yeah.
So-
And this is the weekend, and it was taste like Bailey's.
well, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
like I don't like the
so
taste of
good.
coffee, so I'll have coffee with Bailey's. So really, I'm having, coffee with Bailey's, not Bailey's with coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
just to
love it.
clarify that.
Yeah. B, snooze twice, yell "we're late," and spend 10 minutes searching for your kid's left shoe while holding a half-eating granola bar.
Okay.
Maybe it's holding their Stanley now because your kids are older.
Yeah.
Or C, who needs a routine? Every day is an adventure. Some days you wake up on time, some days you wake up to an email that school started an hour ago.
Well, to be fair, I think I can do a little bit of everything. This morning I woke up an hour before my alarm, and then the other day I must have hit snooze for an hour straight, could not get out of bed. And I'm kind of at the stage, well, I guess when the kids were younger, because now I don't have to get the kids up, right? But when they were younger, it was hell getting them up. Like Gabby would just, alarm would go off, she'd get up, off she'd go, she'd get ready, and then it was the twins. And it was Laura, no. Oh God. I don't know how many times taken them to daycare, and we'd walk in and I'd just go, they dress themselves, we are here, and they're fully clothed, so not judging. And they were always like, okay. Yeah, so long answer short, short answer long. Yeah, whatever. You know what I meant. I went to the last one.
You weren't going with C?
Yeah, C.
Really, hey? I think I would have gone like maybe not the 5-step skincare routine because I think what I love about us is our low maintenance style. But okay, I'll give you C.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's
I'm
what
gonna
I
put it
want.
next
So you
there.
have
That's
to.
what you want. Yeah, I don't get any choices. there.
What are you taking, B?
You know what? This week I would have taken B for sure, but I think normally I wait. Like we do have a morning routine at our house. I wake up first. I shower. I come get Roy. Roy showers. I wake the kids up. We get everybody fed, and then I'm out the door. And Roy's out the door. Then the kids go to school.
Yeah,
so
no.
it's pretty structured in our house. This week though, I was like, Roy, you shower first. All the days of the week. So I would be, I think maybe a B-ish here. I'm gonna give myself a B-ish.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, your car currently contains A reusable shopping bag, a neatly folded blanket for spontaneous picnics and or coming to the rink, and a cup holder that has never seen a sticky mess. B, half-empty water bottles, a soccer cleat from last season or figure skates, and enough crumpled receipts to wallpaper a small bathroom. Or C, 3 rogue french fries, an unidentifiable smell, and a backseat that doubles as a mobile thrift store.
Okay, so I'm torn. I'm very torn because Chris takes a lot of pride in our vehicles, and so we have all been trained to take the garbage out of the car when you get out, and which I appreciate too. Like we do whenever we're coming in for a trip or whatever. Like you pick it up and you bring it in. And I always have a blanket in the car, not for spontaneous picnics.
You're an
It's for not picnics. It's for like where we live. If your car dies and you're in the ditch, you need a blanket
110%.
because it's like minus 37.
All I'm saying is that's responsible.
Yeah,
You got your shit
yeah.
together.
So there's that, but then receipts though. Yeah, right now if you get into the truck, well you did. You hopped in the truck and there's a lot of receipts sitting
there?
there. Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna go
is.
through them on the way home.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Lauren looked at it and picked it up the other morning and they were like, Costco, and all that's on it is granola bars and almonds or something like that. And they're like, really? What is the point in going to Costco if that's all you're buying? And I'm like, well, that was your dad. And I'm like, yeah, because if I go, the only thing I ever buy at Costco is clothes usually. But, and buttered chicken. Better than bouillon.
I love
That's
going
pretty
through
much
those.
it. I just
love
like
going
looking
through
though.
their
Yeah.
aisles real slow, and I lean on the cart like fucking
Block
old
people's
person.
way.
Oh yeah, and then sometimes go the wrong way on the wrong side. It's just like a shit show, and I love it. But you never leave there because we're in a remote community. We never leave less than $700 every time.
Well, I
so-
go in only looking around and wanting to, because I like their clothes section, because
Yeah.
you usually can get some decent stuff. But yeah, I don't know what it is. We always end up coming home with so much more. But the funny thing too is, I said to Lauren, well, that was Dad. And then she, really? That's all he got? I'm like, ooh, that's when he returned our broken suitcase.
Oh.
Because the nice thing about Costco is you've got lifetime shit
Yeah.
on that, right? So we had, which is a funny story too, we had a suitcase and it was a 2-piece and the bigger one broke, had a hole in it. So I brought it back to return it after it's sitting in the house for like 6 months. And had gone to Costco a few times and didn't bring it. So finally remembered to bring it, brought it up, waited in line for the return line, handed it in, and she's like, okay. And she's like, yeah, this is no problem to return. She says, do you have the other piece? And I said, well, it's not broken. And she's like, well, it's a 2-piece set. You have to return both of them. I'm like, really? She was like, yeah. And I was like, but I don't understand. Like, it's not broken. What are you going to do with it? It's not like you can fix them.
But
They're just
how are
those
they
plastic.
going to give you the money back when you
What are
paid
they
one
gonna-
price for both
What are they
suitcases?
going to do with the other piece?
But you work in retail.
I would say keep it, man, because I'm all about customer happiness. Although not everybody thinks that.
Back?
I would
The
have given.
full price?
No, you can prorate it. I wasn't. Yeah, why not the full price?
Why not?
Yeah.
Pick a letter.
Yeah, because Costco can afford it.
They're doing okay. for
Yeah,
themselves,
yeah. So that's. I said Chris returned the suitcase, and then he just did a quick walk around, and then Lauren was like, "Oh, that makes sense. This is a suitcase returning type of shop." Yeah. So yeah, he returned both pieces. So now we don't have either.
Any luggage?
No, because you didn't pick up another one. So.
What letter are you?
What was the question?
Your car currently contains.
Oh yes, I'm torn. That's right. I probably should go more A then. A.
And I'm gonna go B because right now I've got Tim Hortons garbage in the door, an empty Tim Hortons cup in the cup holder, and there's a bug jacket on the back seat, and for sure there's receipts somewhere in that car. So,
Bug jacket. The last time we needed a bug jacket was July.
if I take it out, it won't go back in. And we had a flat one time on that road between here and the other city, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get carried away.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something interesting I just thought of.
Forgot I was doing a quiz.
Karen, I gotta mark who's the X's are for. Okay, so you were, K and A. Okay, question 3. You sign up to bring snacks for the school event. What's your move? A, organic, allergen-friendly, homemade oat bars shaped like tiny woodland creatures. Martha Stewart wishes she were you. B, last-minute Costco run, a panic purchase of 200 granola bars, maybe some almonds, and a text to the group chat that says, hope no one's allergic to chocolate. Or C, you forgot you signed up, you show up with a sleeve of Ritz crackers and a 2-liter of Sprite. Hope the kids are chill with that.
Oh, these questions suck because I have a little bit of everything. I remember one time the kids were like, we want to bring something good, Mom. And I'm like, okay. So we started looking up recipes and we made homemade baked wings, honey garlic wings. And so the kids brought them and they were a huge hit. And then, well, they didn't look pretty, but they tasted goddamn good. And then I had mothers coming to me and complaining. They come by me at work and they're like, I don't know what you brought, but the kids won't shut up about it and I need a recipe.
And now I can't keep up.
So, yeah. And then we used to send, the kids used to like cut up peppers with cream cheese in it and lemon pepper seasoning on top of that. And so then I had a teacher complaining to me that now I have to buy peppers all the time. Thank you for introducing that to my life. I'm like, oh, sorry. But that's, yeah, I'm not Martha Stewart. What was that? I'm kind of an in-between.
Last-minute Costco run, and then C is you bring crackers and Sprite.
Yeah, I go with B. B.
Solid.
Are you a B? No, you're not. You're an A.
I'm not. So here's what I'm thinking.
Your family's an A.
My family's an A. So
Yeah.
Roy goes above and beyond.
Yes.
Like, and then he gets really upset when people don't eat it. So there was one Halloween where he was melting caramel legs on a hot plate to make spider legs for these like freaking spiders. And then so those went. Oh no, those got ruined because we left them out in the gazebo overnight because it's cold out there in the winter. Or around
Fall,
Halloween,
yeah.
And then they got moist and fell apart. So we did something else. But the next year he made a cake that looked like kitty litter, and he even melted Tootsie Rolls to look like the poops, and it looked so real. The kids came back with one scoop removed, and it was theirs. So he really goes above him. He's super great at that kind of stuff. Me. I want to go big, but then I'm like, I get overwhelmed, and I'm just like, oh God, what to do? I hate schools. You guys are out of school. So I would probably go B as well.
I'll never forget when you guys did cupcakes for one of the daycare fundraisers, and it was like the cookie dough in the middle of the cupcake. Like everybody was like, "Oh my God!"
That was Roy.
Yeah, it was so amazing. Brenda still talks about them.
She sends me the Facebook post as a memory when it comes up for her. All right. Okay, 4. How's your self-care game? A, daily journaling, weekly yoga, and your therapist texts you affirmations. B, you consider washing your hair before it becomes a dry shampoo crime scene and a form of its own self-care. I don't really get that one, so, you don't wash often. C, does reheating your coffee for the 3rd time and scrolling TikTok in bed count? Asking for a friend. I am a hardcore C, but it's on the couch. That's all I'll say there.
Yeah, I'll be a C as well. Yeah.
That's a good one to make some time up on.
Yeah.
Okay. 5. Your phone battery is at A, 98% because you're that responsible and you always have a charger on hand. B, 34%, but it's fine because you live on the edge and thrive in mild chaos. Or C, 2% and you have absolutely no idea where your charger is. This is a you problem now.
I'm pretty good about my battery for my phone. It rarely, like, if I hit 20 or 30%, like, I'm home for the night and I've charged kids. And like when we were at the fundraiser, we were working the bar. Remember the girl came up and asked if we had a charger, and I did. So yeah, no, that's not the normal though. I just had it because Lauren needed one. So I'll say I'm. I like living on the edge, I guess. So that would be
That'd be B.
yeah.
I would also go B. I think I never have a charger on me unless I get home, but I think my phone would have more battery if stupid. Sorry, the hockey game paused. We
Yeah,
can't
the
have
internet's
that.
not great in here.
No,
Too much steel.
I'd never have a charger on me, but I think my phone would be in a better place if it didn't suck. The battery on it is terrible. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'll go with B, living on the edge. Right now, like it may die at any point in this hockey game and I'll have to shut it down and go home.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I can't be messing around. Okay, 6. Your kids tell you they need a costume for school. ... tomorrow. Your move. A, no problem. You whip up a custom ensemble using only felt, hot glue, and pure magic. It's Broadway level quality. B, a desperate Amazon Prime search and an apology email to the teacher. Or C, you wrap them in a bedsheet and tell them they're a ghost of poor planning.
We've done the bed sheets. We've done the bed sheets. Yeah, so that would be us. Yeah. Although I have to say my kids are better at it than I am because they ask well ahead of time. So if we were going into the city, they would say, "Can you look for this for me?" And I'd have to
That's
come
really
back with certain
decent.
things. And that was since they were young. So yeah, it wasn't for me though. That was them.
I would say we would put the effort in to try to whip something up. It doesn't always play out. So it would be pretty rough looking, and then we'd make up a name for it of some
Yeah.
kind. So I would go with C as well on that one. I mean, we can't use Amazon Prime because it's
No.
not getting here the next day.
No.
So yeah. Okay, 7. You walk into Target for one thing. What happens? A, you get exactly what you need and leave. Discipline. B, you spend $75 on throw pillows, a cute mug, and an overpriced candle, but no regrets. Or C, you black out, wake up in the seasonal decor aisle, and somehow spent $300. What did you even buy?
Yeah. I can be good when I have a list. I can be good with a list. But if I'm going into a store that I'm not in regular, so we don't have access to a bigger store very often. So when I do end up going over. So I will be the $75 over. But just to make it very clear, I am not allowed to buy any more throw blankets. Chris says if we buy a blanket, we have to get rid of one. And then we're also not allowed any more mugs in the house because we can't fit them all into the cupboard. So if we buy one, we have to chuck one out. And yeah, so that's our house.
I feel you on the throw blankets because I've actually asked Roy to build a blanket ladder for the living room, and we can put it on the wall, and then you just roll them all up and they go on the ladder and they look nice. Because right now the couch just looks like a shit show with 100 blankets all
Yeah.
over the place, right?
Yeah.
But whatever, I don't care because I'm always cold.
Yeah.
Well, I did share how when we go into Costco every single time we spend a ton of money. But I think it's that big store situation where we
Yeah.
don't have access to it
Yeah,
very
so
often,
it's
and
like,
we need these
ooh.
things.
And then it's like you might not need it, but oh, you know what? That's going to come handy in 3 months.
Yeah,
right?
one day.
Or we don't get that at home.
Well, I'm going to be really honest here. So this is just a little insight into Angie, and I'm being serious. As a kid, I mean, there was, you know, like, how do I, like, we weren't poor, like, we were fine, but, you know, there wasn't a lot of money. And so I think I have some baggage where I overstock everything. The shell, like, our pantry is overstocked, our toilet paper is overstocked, not COVID stocked, but it, you know, like it just, I need to it makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of that plays into it anyways. That's not what
No,
we're
but
here
I
for.
don't think that's, and I think that's like a genuine thing because, like, yes, you know, we're in a position where we can afford to do it. We're very fortunate and privileged for that. But, like, yes, the same thing. Like, we weren't poor as kids, but it wasn't like, you know, every time you went to the store, you didn't get something.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so, and it was like, well, can we afford to do this? And yes, we still got things. We always had a good Christmas. We always would be able
Yeah.
to go on our you know, week away for the summer. But it wasn't like, extravagant or anything. So I feel that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted to bake something, it may not have been there. Now, one of the things that I absolutely adore the most is anytime the kids need to bake something, it's there.
Yeah,
Right? Like I
yeah.
love knowing that I have it in the house.
Yeah,
So-
and I appreciate it too because we go over on the regular. Hey, do you have like a half a cup of oil? Or hey, do you have what did I the piping bags?
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
that. And that's me working at a store every day. Still coming to Angie's house.
So
Yeah.
no, yeah, so that's big for me. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's a B. All right, final question.
Ooh.
What's your biggest mom flex? Is it A, you color code the family calendar, meal prep like a pro, and your home smells like a mix of lavender and ambition?
No.
B, you may forget a thing or two, but your kids know they're loved, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
Or C, you once wrapped a birthday present in a Chipotle bag and still made it to the party on time. You're a legend.
I'd say it's B. And
Yeah.
I think for me, one of my biggest flexes is that I have the twins turning 18 this year, Gabby's 21, and they still want to hang out and talk to me and tell me their stories. Now, granted, had a couple of rough years there with the twins. There was not a lot of trust there, and that was like that 14 to 16 years old, 17, and I don't know, 14 to 16. But we got through it.
Yeah.
And everybody earned trust back, and we all trust each other. So that, for me, is one of my biggest things that I'm happy and proud of.
I often, from the outside looking in, like I just think it's really cool the relationship that you have with your kids, and it's one that I aspired to. And I think working towards it. Abby's and she's 15 now, and so far not an issue. Alistair's going to be a whole other. He's a game changer, but I mean, like the story I told the other day with the cockaball. Like I just feel like there's a comfort there, and I
Yeah.
feel like she can share things with us. And she shared a story today that I'm not even going to get into, but anyway. So, but yeah, I think you should be incredibly proud
Yeah.
of the relationship you have with your kids. All right, are you
Here
ready?
we go.
So,
What am I?
out of 8, you have one. Okay, how are we gonna? 1C.
Okay, I'm using my fingers and thumbs.
Okay, you've A, B,
A?
and C.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got 1A. Sorry, 1C. That's me. C. 1A. 1C, 1A, 1B. So 1, 1, and 1 so far. Then another C. Then another B. 1, 2, and 2. Then another C. 1, 2, 3. Then another
4, 5, 6,
B.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh yeah. Now I've lost it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Another B. 1, 3, 3.
Okay, 1, 3, 3.
And then a C. 1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4.
So you're a C.
Okay.
What am I?
Okay, back to the hands, right?
Yep. I'm a 1B.
Okay.
Another B.
Okay.
Another B.
Ooh.
A C.
Oh, okay.
0, 3, 1. A B.
Okay.
0, 4, 1. A C. 0, 4, 2.
2.
And then a B. 0, 5, 2.
0, 5, 2.
Are we
okay.
both B's? Is that how that played out, or are you a C?
Yeah, oh.
Well, no, come on. We can't do this to our listeners.
All right, so you're B, 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 B,
I'm
B,
B.
B. Okay, so we don't need the A's for me. I just need to
let's
know
just
the
how
B's
many-
and C's.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so 1C, 1B, 1C, 1B, 1C, 1B, 1C. So you're
Yeah,
C.
C.
Okay, so
All right.
I'm B, you're C.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read or you to read? Or like, do you want me to read mine or yours first?
Yeah, you go ahead. Doesn't matter.
B, the relatable chaos queen. You're the glue that holds everything together, even if it's duct tape and a prayer. You love your people fiercely, thrive in mild disarray, and always have the best snack stash in your purse. Keep being hilarious, slightly frazzled, icon you are.
Well, that's nice.
Some-
Like, I don't have a purse. Well, I don't carry a
I
purse.
never, but I do have a Mars bar on my jacket
Oh,
right
do
now.
you? I have hard candies that I brought back from Ireland with me. They're the orange ones, the Oatfield orange ones with the chocolate in the middle.
Call out to Oakfield.
So good, yeah. Oh, yeah, and they're clove ones. Oh, you.
I did have a clove
Yeah,
one, yeah.
they're my favorite. I'm out of those.
All right, you're a C.
I'm a C.
The Hot Mess Express. I like that name. It rolls off the tongue. Are you okay? No, really. Blink twice if you need
Oh,
help.
I'm a C. Hold on, I thought.
You're a C.
Oh, so why am I talking about the B like it was me?
Because you're excited
Can you read
for
it
me.
again? Because now I don't remember what you are.
I'm a B.
Yeah. Okay. What was it
The
again?
relatable chaos
Oh
queen.
yes. Okay. Yes. So
Okay.
why? That's why I was talking like I don't have a purse. we're talking about you, not
I
me.
know, but I have a Mars
God
bar.
almighty. Okay, go
Get
on.
together.
go on.
Okay, mostly C's. The Hot Mess Express.
Okay.
Is Karen.
Yeah, okay.
Are you okay? No, really. Blink twice if you need help. You're running purely on caffeine and survival instincts, and somehow, some way, you're still getting it all done. You are chaos, but also magic, and we love you for it. Aww.
It's magic, don't you know? Yeah, okay, well, I feel like I'm a blend of B and C, because it was only one
That's
that tipped
fair.
me over.
Well, and I'd say I think we're probably a blend of all
Yeah.
of them, depending on
Not
the
a whole lot of
situation.
A, though. I'm not a whole lot of A. I can tell you right now.
Sometimes I like to think I am.
No, I'm not. I know it, and I'm okay with it. You need to unpause the game.
Shit. Okay, it's been a long segment, so we'll stop
Holy
there.
shit, yeah,
And when
okay.
we come back, we have some other stuff we'll chat about.
Okay.
Okay.
Attention collectors and enthusiasts looking for the ultimate custom collectibles? It's Patch Madness. Custom trading cards for sport to non-sport, relic cards, and even stickers. If you can dream it, we can create it. Reach out today at twoboredladies24@gmail.com for your personalized masterpiece. Patch Madness, where your passion becomes a card.
All right, welcome back to Two Bored Ladies. Appreciate it if you stayed with us through that longer segment, but I had fun. Did you have fun?
I had lots of fun,
Excellent.
and yeah, I'm a talker.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I enjoy it. We're all good here. So that was a nice throwback to the 90s. So I think in this go around, we wanted to chat a little bit. We left on a bit of a cliffhanger last episode where we were talking about backup cameras
Yes.
and how it's really, really challenging to drive without them. And then I was about to share that I have a beautiful Sunfire, a 2001 Sunfire that we use when we go to the city now only, but it's only got 70,000 on it. But it has no AC and no backup camera. Oh, and no power windows or power steering. No, it does have power steering, sorry, no power windows. And it was the first car I ever bought with my own money. And I love it, but my children hate it. They thought it was called the Sunfire purely because it is so bloody hot, and that's because there's no AC.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I own a car without air conditioning is for multiple reasons, and this went down a tangent I don't think we were anticipating going. We'll get back to backup cameras in a second. But it's because I went car shopping on December 23rd with my father. So it's cold, and we get there, and we're looking around, and everything was kind of out of my price range, and we see this Sunfire, which was a demo car. It had 400K on it, and I look in the window, and I lost my bloody mind because it had a CD player.
Like
And-
multiple CDs or
No,
just the
just the
one?
one.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's still good. That's
yeah,
good. That's good. Yeah.
I was
yeah.
stoked. So I was just like, okay, awesome. I'll take it. Right? My dad's negotiating the price. No one even talked about air conditioning. Summer comes around. And there's no AC. When Roy and I first started dating, I had to go down to Iowa for a friend's wedding. And he came with me. We were 3 months in. We got stuck in traffic outside of Minneapolis. It was like 90 degrees outside. Holy shit. He's just like, why did we I have a truck with air conditioning. And I was just like, I don't know. It's never been a problem in the past. Anyway, that was a rough patch for us 3 months
Well, you
in.
survived it,
We
though. I
did.
think that's
We
a
did
great
good.
way to stay
But-
on track.
I think we keep telling Abby we're going to give it to her when she turns 16 and she wants nothing to do with it, which I'm just like, wow, how spoiled are you?
Yeah.
Had somebody wanted to give me a car, right?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, the Sunfire doesn't have a backup camera, so when I'm in the city now and I need to back up with it, it's crazy how quickly we became dependent on backup
Yes.
cameras.
Yeah, and I remember thinking it was such a crazy thing because I remember one of the first times we had a backup camera, it was this tiny little square in the rear view mirror,
in
right?
your old truck, yeah.
And so I remember that and going, well, this is cool, right? And but I didn't really use it. Well, now that you have this big freaking console right in your dash, it's like, how can you not?
Yeah.
And then I'm taking the kids out for them practicing, and I'm like focusing, like you watch your mirrors, like no looking at the backup camera. It's only supposed to be an assist. You can't use it. And then it died. Ours died. Now there's a recall in it, so we will be getting it fixed. But yeah, and even it's just something as simple as backing out the driveway. I look down instead of looking up, And I mean, it's not difficult to back out of my driveway. It's a very short driveway to lengths of a vehicle, but yeah, it's crazy how, like you say, you get reliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, it is really nice to have, though. Even something as dumb as the thing that beeps when you get too close to
Yeah.
something. So on our truck, it's not working right now for whatever reason. And I'm just like, well, now how do I know how close I am?
Well, especially in the big trucks nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
we have the same truck because, yeah, and I don't care for driving it. I mean, I like on the highway, it's nice and high, it's comfortable, but like navigating the city or just
Parking in the rec center parking lot
Oh my
sometimes.
God! I was impressed with you backing out the other night because I had parked behind, and so I was waiting for you to pull out so I could then back into your spot so I could pull out. Because there was no way I was getting out of the parking lot if you hadn't moved first.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, you weren't aware that this was happening in
Was
my
this
head.
on Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, you weren't in my head, so you couldn't know.
No, I
but
didn't know.
That's what was
I
happening.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. One thing about technology too in the cars, well, not so much technology, but I happened to be going through the drive-through one time when I was in the city, and I was one of those people who pull up to the Tim Hortons, go to put my window down, and it doesn't go down.
no.
So I'm trying to open the door, going, "Yes, can I have a steamed tea?" And so
And the
then,
people behind you are just like, what?
and then when you pull up to the window, it's like I had to kind of half-ass get out of the car, reach my arm around, and it's like I couldn't back out and go into the walk-up because I was in the line.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Frozen windows are the worst.
Oh, they suck.
And
yeah.
like they happen at the worst times, right? Like you don't always check to see if your window is frozen, but when you get to the drive-through, you're like, fudge.
Or it goes down and doesn't come back up.
Yes.
That happened to me the other morning. Going to work at like 4:45 in the morning, and it was like bitter. It was like minus 37, ridiculously cold, and the car. Well, I was in the truck. And then I'm like, you know what? It seemed to have a little bit of a harder time starting. I had it plugged in, so I'm just going to drive around the block before I get to work and park it again. And as I did that, I heard a whistling. And I'm like, my window's down a bit. So I pull it up, but instead of pulling it up, I put it down. It goes down all the way, and then it wouldn't go back up. And so then I'm in panic mode, like, where do I go? I can't leave it sitting at work all day with the window open. What am I going to do? And then I pull up to the store, and I'm picturing myself finding extension cords and putting a hair dryer and trying to figure out what to do. And then I'm like, for whatever reason, I tried one more time, and it slowly came up enough where I could grab it and help it to go all the way up. But yeah, that was I tell you, I was panicking. I was panicking.
I would have
5
been.
in the
It's
morning.
too cold to be messing around.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like I don't know if our listeners know, but like it's been like minus 30, minus 32, not including wind chill.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's been bloody freezing.
There was like 4 mornings in a row, because I've been going to work quite early, that it was minus 37.
It's mental, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Who lives in that? Why do we
us.
choose to live in that?
we're dumb.
I know.
We're so dumb.
Yeah. Well, it comes with its drawbacks and its privileges, I guess. Its benefits.
110%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This
So
has been like the most random. Like none of this has flowed.
No, we did get tangents tonight because I'm like, I could go on and on about cars and the road trips and driving across Canada and how, we measure distance and how many hours it takes to get anywhere.
Yes.
And because of that, like where we live, my parents used to live on one side of the country, Chris's parents lived on the other side, and we were kind of in the middle, so we would have to drive one way and then the other, and then we were like, before there was really a whole lot of podcasts, Chris and I was listening to an audiobook, and the kids really liked it. And what I loved was that I didn't realize how involved the kids were in the audiobook until at one point, now I had listened to this one already, and I said, we have a long drive, this will get us all the way, and we'll see, I think you guys would enjoy it. So remember, Kate and Lauren were quite young in the back, and one of the main characters died at the very end of the book. And then I was looking up in my thingy to see what they were, like their reaction, and both of them were like, their faces were shocked, and then all you heard was like, did she just die? And I'm like, yeah, what? Why did you let us listen to this book? Well, yeah, it was
Try
good.
and pull that out. We're driving to Edmonton, March break.
Yeah, so that's
16 hours.
Yeah,
ish.
yeah.
So maybe we'll pull out a book to listen to. We've been doing like pub quizzes and stuff
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ride down.
That's fun too.
It engages them for a couple of hours, maybe. Not Alistair, sorry. That
Yeah.
much shorter for Alistair. So maybe it'll be trying to find a book that we're all can listen to or something.
I should give you the one that I had. It's called, I don't remember what it's called, but it was kind of a sci-fi one, but it was, yeah, the kids aren't huge sci-fi people and they really enjoyed it, so.
I'm not a sci-fi person either. Do you know that about me?
I do,
Okay.
but
Do you
it was
care?
good. No,
No,
it
you
was
just
good.
need to
It was
listen
good.
to this book.
Yeah,
Are
it
you
was
okay?
good. Yeah, I've got burps because I had a ginger ale. I can't
I'm
dry
worried
ginger
about
ale.
Karen
So
right
now
now.
I'm kind of holding in hiccups and burps at the same time.
Good
Oh
God.
my
Hey,
God.
Abby.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, definitely. There's so much we could talk about. We could talk about packing vehicles and the hell that is. I could talk about. I drove out to my mum and dad when the twins were babies in the car seat, where they're like in the buckets, you know, where you carry them. And Gabby was in the back seat in between the two of them. And then we were trying to make as much time as possible without stopping. So she would sit in the back and she'd have a bottle in each hand and had it in their mouths, right? Like Gabby was epic, right?
She's a good big sister.
Pulling over on the side of the road and changing diapers in the middle of nowhere. It was great. It was a fantastic trip. I really enjoyed it.
I mean, those are good memories. I'll never forget Abby when she was wee and she's in the bucket and it's turned the other way.
Yeah.
Right? So just like the twins there. And she must have just been coming up on one though, because she was eating solids and we had McDonald's fries. They're nice and soft. And we're like, you want a fry? And nobody could see what I'm doing, but her arm just jetted out and you just see her arm. She'd grab the fry and it would slowly go back behind the seat. Yeah, it's stuff like, I don't know. I mean, Roy, I've always wanted to take a long road trip with the kids. And Roy's just like, oh, you want to listen to them fight and do this? But I think those are some of the most, I don't know, those are the things you look back on and
Yeah.
it's just silly, right? And it's a good time. And
I've recorded
Yeah.
many videos of the kids singing in the back seat. Like when Chris is driving, we do listen to a lot of heavy metal and stuff, and because whoever's driving gets control of the music.
course, yeah.
And the kids are in the back listening to their own music, and then they're sharing earbuds, or they both play the same songs, and they're singing whatever silly song, and yeah, and it's great. So yeah. I think we're good to wrap up, and then next
We'll come back?
for a wrap up.
and we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks
Sounds good.
for, I don't know, hanging in there.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Looking for something truly unique? Discover Fuse Muse Fused Glass, where art meets light in dazzling color. From fused glass supplies to one-of-a-kind materials for glass artists and mosaic makers, we bring your creative visions to life. Jewelry makers, artists, and mosaic lovers stand out with our exclusive designs. Shop online today at www.fusemusefuseglass.com. That's www.fusemusefuseglass.com, or visit us on Instagram and Facebook for inspiration. Fuse Muse Fuse Glass, where creativity shines.
And welcome back to Word Ladies, and we're here for our wrap up.
Yep.
Because
Game has started.
Game has started.
Puck drop. Let's go.
it did. So we won't be able to pay attention to each other.
Absolutely not.
We need to be paying attention to the game, and we have to be ready to give Miss Becky the highlights and the updates. So yeah, we'll talk to you next time. Oh, what country are we signing off with tonight?
Oh, how about adios?
Adios.
Adios.
All right. Adios. Till
I'll do
next
better
time.
next time.
Okay. All right.
Sleep well.
Bye-bye.
Angie and Karen want to recognize that this episode was recorded on traditional indigenous lands and was brought to you by In My Parents' Basement Studios. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a great night.
Hatch plans that we'll never save. Frozen hair and a frosty kiss. In the ice, our secrets twist. Talking about dreams